Hey guys, it's Wades here from the newly named podcast slash YouTube channel called NBA TopShot Hour. I know it's very original. It took me a whole week to think of the name. We'll keep it till we get told to change it. Having said that, I just make sure you guys understand I'm not employed by Dapper Labs, the NBA or the Players Association. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm in a volunteer role. That's where it ends. So you guys can't go back and sue the companies I've just mentioned for anything I say, do, or show on this channel. Very clear on that. As we watch Boban slam one over Rubio. So this is the first episode of the $2,500 challenge. What is the $2,500 challenge? Simply put, I mentioned briefly in the first episode of the intro episode. When I started this game back in June, I started with about $2,500, roughly just a little bit over. So I thought, why not replicate that, see how much value we can bring to some of the newer players, because I've just seen a lot of basic questions. Maybe someone can tune in and ask me questions. I can sort of put it together and then answer it through some of the stuff that we do here, and hence how the idea was born. So I do have a spreadsheet to show you. Before I do that, I will take you through just a couple of data points, just as a bit of a point of reference in time, because you might be listening to this a month from now, 2 weeks, and I know when I listen to podcasts, it's nice to know when it was made and that sort of stuff. So today, when this section's recorded, it's the 11th of January. You can see, actually I'll show you the Bitcoin price, because it is relevant. We do play in that area to an extent. It's 33,800. Ethereum is just under $1,100. We've had some substantial growth, so it's just natural that it's pulled back 15%. Where it goes, nobody knows. In terms of the performance for NBA TopShot, last 24 hours we've transacted about $158,000 worth. We're down 27%, which is normal because it's coming off a weekend, so less trading and so forth. 7 days, $1.3 million. 30 days, 2.3, and the relevant figure there is the last one, the 30 days, because we've had some significant growth in terms of patronage numbers coming through the door, and you can see it's translated to market activity as well as pack drop buyout time, which is now probably down to about 3.6 seconds on everything. All jokes aside, this 2.3 is a significant number when you look at the total sales since CryptoSlam has been keeping this data, which has been for a while, so it's quite relevant. Not the whole period from memory, but most of it. So 2.3 over $3.94 million is quite strong. The important thing there is to note Dapper keeps 5% of that, so we need that number to keep going up, because we need this product to keep growing. The more money they can make out of the product, the better it's going to get, the better highlights we're going to get, the more unique highlights we're going to get, all that sort of stuff. The owners to the far right hand side, 5,700 unique accounts. So probably a little bit overstated, because a lot of people do, or a few people do have multiple accounts. I know I do. One is essentially like a vault account that I put certain moments in that I don't want to sell accidentally. I have done that heaps of times before. Recently I sold Damian Lillard Cosmic for like $800. So that was pretty sad. Happy on the day-ish. I knew it is what it is. I'm not going to get buy it back again. Now it's about $3,000 like 8 minutes later. So that's why I have a couple of accounts. Now I have another account, Luca, for the purpose of this exercise. So I'll just bring over a spreadsheet to explain to you guys what it's all about. You can see there for the time being, it'll be pretty scrappy, just in the spreadsheet, just to show you some of the moves that I've made. So we'll start off with $2,500. We purchased, or I purchased, a Russell Westbrook metallic gold, almost the last mint, not quite there, but a good price because one of the members was looking to raise some funds on the pack drop day, which is about 3-4 days ago now. The legendary pack deck the hoops. So you had to be there on the spot, be liquid, all these things. So that's another value driver right there. For the newer guys, have some money sitting around if possible. Stay liquid to an extent. You'll see the timing of drops. You'll know when you'll need funds for the drop itself, and you can sort of time your way around that. We purchased 2 packs of the Deck the Hoops for $230 each for $60, and then we purchased 10 base packs, Series 8 and 9. Nothing too exciting there, because this video was shot in pieces. This one's on the 11th, like I said. The middle section, which we'll just go into shortly, was shot just after we purchased those Deck the Hoops packs. So the base one's Series 8 and 9. There's nothing too exciting in there in terms of the mints and all that sort of stuff. But then we did hit a little bit of a nice bounty, or whatever you want to call it, for the next episode. So that's pretty exciting. I did purchase quite a few of the base pack Series 10, and the significant thing there is the team, we're getting close to capping off Season 1. The team needs about 90 unique moments to have a decent enough base set for Season 2. So the reason I mentioned that is these base packs here that you see, Series 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever it's going to end up being at, they'll keep getting printed as soon as the other one gets sold. So when Series 9 gets sold, Series 10 will get printed. Series 10 has been printed, and I bought a few packs there for the main reason, the fact that the team decided to insert some of the older mints, low mints, some below 100, which have not been present in any of these previous packs, and they came from a previously released set called Got Game. So that was pretty exciting to see. So episode 2 will be basically going through that, seeing what value we can get out of those. We bought quite a few. So without further ado, let's have a look at what we got out of the 2 base pack Series 8 and 9, and also Deck the Hoops. So over to that middle section I mentioned about, which was shot about 3-4 days ago, because we've been selling out. So let's have a look and see what we get. So these will just get stored away for the time being. There is no point flipping these at the moment unless you hit something ridiculous, which is not possible at this stage because these are all high mints. So you can see there. So these are the newer ones, the ones that go to 12.25. There is value in last mints, so there is a little bit of a premium. The premium depends really on also who the player is. I've sold some stuff at a, and also the value as well. I've sold a LeBron at, I think, maybe 3 times the premium for the last, or thereabouts, versus, someone like a Theus where, and the LeBron was about $1,000. The Theus was about $70, and that sold for premium of maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. So it's that relative value there you got to take into account as well as the player, because LeBron is he is the gold standard. You can't go wrong in investing in LeBron. The safest player to invest in cardboard is Michael Jordan, because he's proved it all. It's there. He can't get injured. He can't go backwards over time. Obviously certain cards hold value better than others. Same as here. LeBron has done it all. Even if he gets injured tomorrow and his career's finished, it's the story's been written. So he's the champion. He's gonna set all sorts of records. Has set all sorts of records. So that's that. So this pack here is okay. That's worth a little bit from memory. I'm not too sure how much exactly. Rui is quite popular uh, with the Japanese crowd. So $5, it's still a CC obviously. So 3,700 count. Still a bit to go. So that's quite promising in terms of the upside. That's his moment. That's his only moment. You can see there. So we've just searched his name. We haven't put any other conditions in the search function. So that's his rookie moment as well as that. But that's in terms of the first TopShot play. So there will only ever be one of these. So that's significant. There'll be only ever be one of these too as well, and these. But in the base where it's more affordable for everyone, season 2, the one that's coming out this year, will not be tagged first play. It'll just be a normal, common, whatever. So keep that in mind. The rest, Fred Van Vliet, there's some value there. But overall, this pack is a winner to an extent. Let's go to pack 2. So, Cat, again, low mint on that one. He has more moments in this, so it's not his first, as does RJ Barrett. But those two combined, I'd say it might be, at times that's been over maybe $10, but because we keep minting more, it's dragging that value down until it's finished. But you can see there's 2 good hits there, especially this one because you look at the serial number, it's consecutive 1122. So again, there is value there in mint numbers. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's a fact. I've personally made a bit of money on numerical domain names, so I know a little bit about what goes and what doesn't, especially in in certain cultures. But that's a nice one, 1122. So that might sell for two, 3 times more than the base moment. You don't know until you sort of test it out. You can always come down. So when you list sort of these things, list it for 10 times its base value. Someone might appreciate it and buy it. Someone might be collecting an entire base that starts with 1-1. Who knows? But don't undersell. So let's just have a quick look at what he's worth. So that's an $8 moment. So there's 2 of those there, and one which is a special serial. So there's $16 of value there. Cat is also, I think it's maybe a couple of bucks. It'll take a little bit of time to get up there. Where are you? Yeah, so $3. Quite like that as well. It's not his own, as you can see there. I've been buying, this one for a while, for a buck or two. That, yeah, it's crazy. The value there. He's being hurt by the market he's in, being Minnesota. If he was anywhere else, that'd probably be 3, 4, 5 times that, if not more. It'll get there. Eventually, it'll get there. The scarcity alone will bring it up to $10. The player, once he makes the news, he's an MVP candidate if he tries. Part of his problem is the other part of the problem is he doesn't really look like he tries too hard, and the other part's being in Minnesota. So plenty of value there again. So that's a decent pack. That was quite nice. So we could probably flip that for close to twice the what we paid for it, but there's no point. All of these will stay as they are probably for, oh God knows, for a while, maybe 6 months. Um, uh, on that, I might try and list that 1122. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'll try to list it for something ridiculous. Ben Simmons, I'm really high on him. I was picking him up on his original base for $1 or $2 a while back, and he's proved me right, and it's still grossly undervalued. So there's a little bit of value there, not a lot in this one. Excuse me. There's a good cereal there, 1116. So with the cereals, we'll talk a little bit about that and some of the cultural things there as well in another podcast. There's just too much stuff to cover in one. We're already probably gone, I don't know, 40 minutes. I lose track of time. It's another nice cereal, 1130, 3111. So these are quite nice. Nothing to write home about in terms of the players. Decent. So that sort of pack probably broke us even. Now, in the future, that'll be 5 to 10 times its value today. And by future, I'm probably talking about next Tuesday, the way things are going. So the big hits in this one are, Zion hit quite a few of his. So this is a good one. This is a decent hit. So you got Ja Morant, which is always going to be undervalued. The kid's good. So you look at him this is his second base. It's substantially cheaper than the other one. The other one's $150 because it's limited to 1,000 count. This one is still going. And if it finishes up on this, it's a nice ending too. 2,888. It's at $18. So that that moment alone has given us that 150% profit. Devin Booker, great pulls on this one. That might be a 300% return now. 3,000% next Tuesday. So we've got a few more left. Oh God, it's annoying. So that's a miss on that one as of today. Hit for the future, season 1. Let's see what we get for the last one. Review all. That's a bit easier. So that's okay. Nothing to write home about. Michael Porter Jr., great player. Again, so offensive-minded player. Those are the sort of guys that make. What did I do there? Kevin Porter Jr. These are the sort of guys that make the headlines when they score 50, and that's what drives the values. You saw the other day, Beal scored 62 and 3/4 and change, and all his stuff went up. So that's what, $3. I think that's the one. Yeah, fine. So let's do the version 9. So that's the latest base pack, version 9. The way we're going, this is going to all sell out again and again and again. So what Dapper is doing is they want to get to about 90 base moments until they close off season 1 and everything turns to limited edition. So once that happens, that's it. We're done for season 1. Just load up the truck, do what you can to buy as much of the stuff you can in season 1. So nothing exciting here. Jaren Jackson Jr. is decent, but in terms of value at the moment, it won't be there. This serial number is nice, 1222. a miss. Nothing on the cereals either. And the lucky last, which will give us the Zion, I'll say 12, 14. With worth a shot. So Kyle Lowry, Kawhi Leonard, this is decent. I'm not too sure what the Joker goes for. Let's have a quick look. Let's clear some of these. So yeah, pretty decent. $9. That's paid for the pack, and Kawhi, I'd say it goes for very similar value. He's got a few bases. So there he goes for $3. So that's not bad there, partly because he's got 3 bases in total. Joker's got 2, so a bit more scarce. Wow, that again, I haven't been keeping up with some of the base prices. That's ridiculous. He's gone up to $59. Wow, congratulations. Just keen to see what Ben Simmons is trading for, because the other day I was happy when he was at $7. Greatly underappreciated, $13. Slowly climbing up there. His second one is really doing well, given what it is. It's still being printed. Yeah, so that's not bad at all for Benny Simmons. Now, if you could only get a jump shot, he'd be the second most valuable player in the game. Okay, so the reason why you guys came to watch this video to begin with, to see what the heck we scored, if I can find them, in these packs. So in terms of, I actually just want to go through contents, if I can find that screen, packs. Just to show you the hits and why I was so bullish. There was a time back in Alpha where you bought a pack. There was that opening functionality you see there, and the music players and so forth, but the contents of the pack were already in your account. So you literally just sort of have to try and close your eyes and navigate to the right section so you wouldn't see what's in the packs, or they'd be sitting like in your inventory. So the reason why I said this is a hit release, literally because every single player in here, I think, has come close to breaking even just on its own. Now, that's why I said I was happy to commit the entire $2,500 just to this. DeAndre Jordan, potentially the weakest value player there, and then my 2 Heat guys, Duncan and Dragic. But then you look at the other ones, Kyrie, I think that's triple value from the purchase price, $230. So in addition to that, you get 3 metallic gold in season 2, and like 6 base moments, which is just ridiculous value. Which, as you guys know by now, was the reason why we had 3,000 people show up this morning. This morning my time anyway, 6 a.m. This is an absolute hit. We're lucky enough to get 2. A lot of people didn't get any, so whatever we hit, we're going to make some money out of it. I'm going to do a quick check to see what LeBron is sitting at in terms of what's available to be pulled. So for some of the guys that may not know this, some of these values are just ridiculous. From what we're used to, I sold most of these. I think the highest I sold was $900 for that, and I'm very happy with that. I sold a Cosmic for 12 ETH within days of beta starting, and that held a record single sale for a long time. We'll touch on that in when I sort of take you guys back through alpha, beta, and all those sort of episodes, and just take you back in time and bring up some chatter and all that sort of stuff. It'll be interesting. But I wouldn't have been able to build up my account to where it's at now if I hadn't sold number 31 for 12 ETH at that point in time. I probably would have had about a couple hundred moments that I had at that time. Even if LeBron is now worth $26,000, the other moments were worth a couple of rookie debut and stuff like that. So all up might have been worth 35,000 at the low point versus much more than that. So yeah. So where is that one there? So $5,000. Okay. So for some of the new guys, but you might not know this, you can click on the edition size to see, so you can see number one's been pulled. What I want to know is if 23 has been pulled. So that's still hidden. I don't know how many packs are out and about, but there's still a few LeBrons that are hidden in packs. So we've got a decent chance. I'm not going to count them, but it looks like there's maybe 20, and the jersey's still in packs. So there's some reasonable amount of chance that we might have a LeBron if we're lucky. So let's have a look. When this podcast becomes a bit more, or YouTube video becomes a little more professional, we'll have audio and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be a bit more interesting between some of these sequences. So let's do the base cards first. So James Wiseman. I haven't been in the season 2 moment in terms of values at all. Simply because I don't care. I really don't. The circulating supply is limited, so the values are skewed. Demand is there, supply is not. So you're potentially paying more now than you will in 2-3 months' time. That's it's an interesting point, because if this goes in terms of audience from 6,000-7,000 Discord to 15, which it will, just a matter of how quickly it will, I'll be proved wrong. But at the same time, I'm just stacking these. I'm not, for the time being, unless it's a special one, or what I'm trying to say is I might stack these for the time being until I figure out what's what. My preference is in my personal account, is to take a Series 2 back into Series 1 while we can, while everything goes absolutely stupid. A lot more stupid than it has already in terms of values. So by stupid, I mean just going up. I think the value's there, and then some from here. So Nikola Vucevic. So you can see the count is 4,000. Season 2 has been done a bit differently, where the minimum mint will be 4,000. So there's Ja Morant. So you can see this pack is absolutely loaded. 2211. Kira Lewis, and one of the rookies. So these are your metallic golds. So rare 115, Mr. Dort. The new count on the metallic season 2 is 499. So when that got announced, the value, where the market didn't react to it because there's just not enough people buying this stuff. All your metallic golds went up probably 20% in price. It's just a guess, but they went up in value. And, that will be reflected in time as that supply gets soaked up. All those $18 dollar moments in metallic gold. So rare 351 in Westbrook again. So you can see it's a hit after hit. Metallic and Julius Randle looks like he started off well. I've just seen a few highlights. It's got some big numbers. Reasonably low, 100 out of 499. So now let's have a look at what our legendary is. Fingers crossed it's LeBron. I'm hoping it's LeBron or Luca. I'll take really anything other than my Miami Heat guys. No offense. Let's have a quick look. So Dallas, that's a Luca, number 57. There you go. So that's a decent pull, obviously, and that pack alone, I don't know what he goes for, but I'd say minimum $1,500. You could see, that pack alone has probably 6, 7 times the value um, of that 230. So again, goes back to the point. A couple of guys, Tex and I were talking earlier in Discord. He was talking about, he likes the market action and finding value there. So do I. I spend a bit of time in buying up certain players. But in terms of value drivers, this pack was just ridiculously off the charts, and I think that was done on purpose to give our wave 2 and 3 players a leg up. Okay, so very good hit so far, and if it ends there, I will be a very happy man. But we do have another pack to open, so there will be more value added to the total. So what I might do is, for the next one that I do, I'll do like a market low. These moments will not be transferred to that other account, like I said, because I'm not KYC'd yet on that other account. So you can see there, look, that's just ridiculous. LeBron, I think that was trading like $60. So, word of advice, all you guys coming in, you'll get to a certain point. Again, I imagine everyone coming in has a budget, constraint. I've got a few people, that I've now become friends with that just literally have endless amounts of money that can just throw. They're the guys that I own every single moment. And it's fascinating to see. A lot of people aren't at that level, and sometimes I wish our Discord, chatter and marketplace chat would get away from the cosmic, because not a lot of people can afford that sort of stuff, and really, it's quite boring, to be honest. I'd rather talk about some of the low value guys and some of the picks that guys are making. Like I get along quite well with AG. We have our little discussions and what value we see in the marketplace, and he'll be coming on hopefully in one of the future episodes to talk about how he does things and where the value is for him. So I love what he brings to the table. He brings to the table, some of the base stuff. He was picking up trade at $5, so that was a great call for when he came in. When I came in, which is day zero, I was buying, and Prank can attest to that because I was buying it off him. Unfortunately, I was buying it in ETH, which means I was paying 200, ETH at 220, and now it's at 1,000. So all the value that I made by buying, Trae Young, Booker, Anthony Davis, all the sort of the second tier guys, LeBron, Luka, Giannis, Kawhi-ish, being the first tier guys in terms of value, and then second tier guys, and you can see that their bases, Jars, first, Zion's first. The second tier guys, their bases are popping now, and they'll probably be half the value of the other guys, but you could have picked them up not that long ago for $3, $2. Anyway, enough me ranting. Let's finish off the pack and let you guys go to sleep. So Dame Lillard, in base, one of my favourite players. Shea Gilgeous Alexander. These are decent pulls. Anything below 1,000 now is going to be decent. We were getting pissed off that we were getting in beta. We weren't getting under 100. We were getting like, why am I getting 55? Why can't I get below 55? Because Dapper held back certain moments and put him in different packs, but we couldn't get past 55 in base. We're whinging about that. And you look at that now, those moments, it's ridiculous. Those moments are trading now for 1,000 or two, will be soon. So metallic, Russell Westbrook, no, James Harden. So you tell me there's no value here. It's just ridiculous. Alrighty, so that was pretty exciting. You can see the results of that. What we paid for those packs, for the base packs, was 120, so a little bit of value there. 143. So remembering this end section of the video was also shot now, so I could tell you the values up and so forth. I did try with some editing software to show the values as we open the packs. It just did not work out. It took me like 2 days to fiddle around with that and didn't work in the end. Otherwise, I would probably had this out 2 days ago. So the middle pack was pack 5, and just looking down the screen, that had $58 of value there. So you could see in terms of value, you need to buy a few of these to really average out your risk, I suppose, because that one pack was almost half the value there. So that one pack had Hero, which at this point in time is worth $28, Devin Booker, 10, Ja Morant, $18, and a couple of commons. So $58 in total over 143. If you didn't hit that pack, if you bought 5, the previous 5 packs or came to about $30, $40 out of the purchase price would have been 60 in that case. Anyway, enough about the base packs. That was a bit of excitement there. But the real winner, as you can see there, is Deck the Hoops. So we paid $460 for that. And in terms of value, most of that has been realized actually. So we've sold I believe the Wiseman common and a couple of other commons. The metallic golds are still in the account. We sold the AD for about $700 odd, $725. I think that's what I had there in the total. And we sold the Luka for $1,700 about a day after that, number 57. So in terms of the cash position, it's sitting pretty nice. We've doubled the account value within 3 or 4 days, mainly because of the Deck the Hoops pickup. Like I said to you guys in the intro, that release was done on purpose, in my opinion, and that was loaded with superstars. It was done so everyone gets a little bit of win, creates a bit of equity, comes back and trades and so forth, which that's exactly what we want. Which is why I also said I would have happily committed $2,500 because the chance of you losing out on that was fairly small. Between hitting the low mints across the range in the metallic golds, base, getting some good rookies and so forth, we've done well. So on to the next strategy, because this again has been shot in the future. We have picked up about $1,200 worth, or around there, of base pack series 10. So that's interesting because I've opened most of them and I could see what's in them. So it's going to be pretty fun to see in total that up. Obviously the downside to that is now you've got 500 moments which you've got to do something with. Some of those will keep, some of those will have to sell to get some money back in the account. So we got something for the next drop and some strategies. One particular strategy that I'm interested in is playing around with challenges. So I've got a little, for the newer players, you could basically go into the marketplace and save your moments in a bookmark. So this one for me is, I've saved the Metallic Gold Challenge 13, the Booker reward, and these are the moments that make up that challenge. So I've been tracking these and what they've been doing. Now, given the price, so we're going to insert Kawhi Leonard in here, which is the previous challenge, just to see what he's trading at. So where is he? He's up there in terms of price. About $500. Okay, so that's significant for the following reason. If we think Devin Booker is going to trade about the 450 to 550 range, which I think he will, because if you look at all his peers, can go through that shortly, because there is a bit of discrepancy there between the rewards and the other ones. The count is $2.99 for the ordinary run. The rewards are done to $1.50, unless there's more. That's the minimum. Sorry, if there's more sets that get put together, it's done to whatever that is. I think +3 for to make up if there's any issues, customer service, that sort of stuff. So, but generally speaking, they've been to about 150. So it's quite a bit more rare than the other ones. So comparing them to, or comparing Booker's value to LeBron James or Luka or so forth, it's a bit hard because the mint number is twice as much. So we can compare, the closest one we can compare to is sort of James Harden, Kyrie Irving, which are all rewards, and in this case, Kawhi Leonard. So that $400 to $500 range is what they trade at. So here I'm looking at, okay, well, if with the cash that we've got in the account now, if we go out and buy all these moments, what do they total to? If you bear with me, I'll get to the end of this pretty quickly. 68, 160, 40, 35, 77, 63, 24, 68, and 75. So $610. When I did this video, the pack sequence that you just saw, that was 528. So it's gone up a little bit, about 90 bucks, which is fine. What I'm getting at here is, if I was to buy all these moments and earn the reward, and assuming I get the worst mint possible, that'll be worth about $450. I can guarantee you almost any day of the week. So if we minus the, say, 430, it means the moments you just see in front of us here will have to drop significantly to about the 180 mark, which is not going to happen for you to lose out. So my strategy here is pick up the reward, pick up the moments that form the reward, get the reward. Hopefully we're going to hit, and that's what you're really doing this for, hit a low mint, and that's where the real alpha return comes from, hitting that low mint, and therefore the moment will be worth a little bit more. The 493 for Kawhi, that's the full value. So if you got a better mint than that, it's up and up from there. So once the reward gets announced, released into your account, the values of these moments will drop. Usually anywhere between 10 to 30%. It's just normal. People want to get rid of them. Who's paying $77 for Danny Green? Maybe his mum. Not a lot of other people. So the arbitrage there is quite significant. They're not going to drop that much. You can probably take safely 30% of the bottom tier players and maybe 10 to 15% of the top tier players like Chris Paul, Karl Anthony Towns, Darius Garland, and that sort of stuff. So if you keep these moments, they're going to age really well. Some of these are going to age better than others. Guys like Eric Pascal, Darius Garland, they're rookies. So that's pretty good there too. And all of these guys will be tagged the first play, which essentially is, well, a lot of these, sorry, not all of them. If it's their first play in TopShot, that'll get tagged essentially their rookie card, which is something we'll probably discuss at some other point in time, how that comes about and so forth. But I'll just explain it essentially. So I have decided to pick up that set. So we'll lock in that price of $610. The set will come from my own account. So we'll get to save 5% marketplace fee there. So with that 5%, I've decided to do a giveaway. So it's not really fair because no one else can buy that set for $610. Well, you don't pay, the buyer doesn't pay the marketplace fee anyway, but I get to save it. So I've decided to do a giveaway at the end of this for roughly that $25-$30 moment, which I've yet to find out what it is. I'll find something for around that $25-$30 value and give it away. So there are a couple of strategies. You saw we did the pack drop Very, very hard to get into that. The better they are, the harder they fall. So two is great. You saw the value we got out of that. The base pack's not a lot of value there, but the reason I want to keep accumulating those, as long as it's a positive value, it's fine. Those are relatively cheap. They'll stay in the account. I'll probably flip one or two of them, maybe. And the other reason is I want to build a stash of base moments there as well. For a couple of different reasons, I'd like to put a set together in that account. It's quite late. The set's getting pretty expensive. I'd say it's probably $4,000 to $5,000 now to put a base set together. And we'll look at some of that too, what it costs, if it's feasible. So that's why I'd like to do that. The other reason is there's a few moments out there on the base side, like LeBron and some of the big heavy hitters, which have not been released into circulation, and we still don't know exactly how they're going to be released, but there's been talk about some sort of ticket system, some lottery system where you might be able to turn your base moments into these tickets, and those tickets will somehow enable you to purchase or take part in this lottery or whatever it is for some of these unreleased moments, and some of these go now for $1,000. So for that reason alone, I'm also happily accumulating some of these base moments as well, because their value will, one, grow over time, because this is a serious one, and two, whatever this ticketing system is, I'd like to have a hand in that rather than not, and this is a good way of accumulating bulk, somewhat bulk base moments. The other way is simply go to Discord and offer to buy out, $500 worth at whatever 75 cents each in bulk. That's proved somewhat successful. Most people don't want to let go of season one, so I've tried a couple of times. I've only had a couple of bites here and there. That was quite early on, and then that's sort of stuff that I bought and paid 50 cents for. The value on that now is, God, I think I did a little test case. I bought maybe $150, and I think one or two of those moments, I bought 100, and one or two of those moments, maybe three, will pay for the entire. Apologies, guys. I just had a bit of an interruption. So coming back to finish it all off, not a bad start. We've doubled our money within a week. That's pretty rare to do. Not as rare as you think. It does rely on, obviously, luck. So hitting a Luca, 1 out of whatever 10, 11 moments there, and then obviously selling both of those within a day or two netted us $2,500 or thereabouts. So not a bad result. Looking forward to the next episode. I would really hope that you guys can come back and ask some questions, or just tell me what you think. I'm doing this for whoever's listening. If you can pick something out and go, oh wow, I didn't know that. That's what I'm doing it for, really, to drive a bit of traffic to the website, because there's hardly any content out there. There's hardly any content out there on Spotify. So if few people catch this and go over to the website, it's great for all of us. Anyway, until next time, thanks for listening, and leave a like, comment. Actually, before we get to finish it off, I did say I was going to do a giveaway. So what the giveaway is, I almost forgot about that. I have gone and grabbed the members that have commented on the first video, and I'll tend to do this for every other video. So I'll just go back to the previous video and grab all the comments. And I know there's software or something on a website that does this automatically, where it grabs the comments and then does the giveaway or the randomization and so forth. But I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, the way we do the pack breaks and so forth, using random.org. So I've taken all the gentlemen here and ladies that have commented. I think they're all gentlemen from the pictures, other than one. So we're going to roll. This is the list of names, and we're going to do a $25, $30 probably base moment, something like that, something worthy, and to show my appreciation for the guys that were there. So first off, we're going to roll the dice to see how many times we're going to roll, randomize that list. So here we go. We'll just do 3 roll the dice. 1, 2, not sure if that rolled 3 times, but it doesn't really matter. There we go. 7. So we're going to roll this 7 times. Computer's a little bit slow, so I'll randomize it 7 times. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously the first name, I should have mentioned that, wins it. 6, and the last one is, oh sorry, the winner is Thomas D, which I think is Dotty, which is one of our mods. I'm not too sure, but I think that's him. So congratulations to Thomas D. I will let you know what you won shortly. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Any questions, comments, please leave them below. Look forward to the next one. Like I said, it will get better. We'll get shorter as well because I'm learning how to edit and so forth. So until next time, thanks again. Stay safe and have a good one. Bye.